A winter weather advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 31 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy with snow showers developing after midnight. Low 27. Chance of snow 40%. Saturday, cloudy with snow. High 31. 1 to 3 inches of snow expected. Saturday night, snow showers early. Low 27. Chance of snow 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to Weather Channel as we follow Winter Storm GIA for you. This from the National Weather Service in St. Louis in their tweet. Travel is discouraged if you don't need to be out this evening. Roads are snow-covered and slick, and numerous accidents have been reported. In some locations, the traffic is and has been at a complete standstill for quite some time. We know it's been that way for hours in some instances. People have literally been stuck for hours. Drivers in St. Louis, this is just within the past hour, along I-44 in Eureka here. People can't even get on the interstate. See how the on-ramp is even just totally jammed up here. We spoke with our storm tracker, Charles Peak, who is the person behind the camera here. He said he wouldn't be surprised if some people actually ended up in their vehicles all night long. That's how rough it's been for us in and around St. Louis. This is a look at the snow, the radar. Still more snow through St. Louis, at times heavy bands. But what you're seeing there are the road sensor temperatures. And all of them show the temperature below freezing, which means all of them will have snow on them. Charles was telling us that he thinks there's about 4 inches of snow on I-44 right now. There's a look at the current traffic around the St. Louis metro area. Keep in mind, folks, it's almost 8 o'clock in the evening. It's hours beyond rush hour, and everything is orange or red right now in St. Louis. It's just gridlock right now in St. Louis. An awful situation as the heaviest of snow came down right before rush hour and has continued through it and beyond it. I want to take you to Kansas City right now, where the situation is a little better here than it is over in St. Louis. More or less wet roads than anything else. In the distance there, excuse me, you see the stadium, Arrowhead Stadium, will be hosting a playoff game this weekend. The New England Patriots, by the way, they're gearing up to host the Chargers in the AFC Divisional Playoff at Foxborough this weekend. Yesterday, they practiced a little bit of snow. No big deal. And the snow's not going to be there for the game. We're pretty sure of that. Patriots head coach Bill Belichick, well, sometimes he's got a love-hate relationship with, well, just about everybody, let's put it that way, but in particular meteorologists. He's been very vocal about it.
When you play in New England, you got to be ready for everything. I'd say, based on the forecast we've gotten so far this year, none of them have been even very close to what the game conditions were. I mean, my experience of going with the forecast in this area 2 days before the game, I mean, I'd bet a lot that they're wrong, just based on history, because they're almost always wrong. If I did my job the way they do theirs, I mean, I'd be here about a week.
When you see the forecast ahead of time, is that something where you're hoping, like you say, the Chargers coming in, that you do hope that it is 28 with snow, given the whole situation?
Yeah, I usually don't worry too much about the forecast until the day of the game, because it's pretty hard to get that right. So we'll just see we'll see what happens.
So you don't have an artificial snow machine out here for practice,
We don't. Right now? Yeah, no, we don't.
You should try that. That might be interesting.
All right, Coach Belichick. You would think that the colder weather would give those Patriots an advantage, right? The Chargers certainly aren't all that used to playing in cold weather, only at away games and only late in the season. But at kickoff, looking for a temperature in the mid-20s with sunshine. So no snow in the forecast, nothing wintry really coming your way other than the temperatures. So, Coach, we're going to play a little Monday morning quarterback on Monday. Who gets bragging rights for the forecast and the game? You're going to stick around to find out. Hey, let's take it a little bit farther south of there and go to New York City, where we got some nice ice sculptures on display. These ones because the fountains left on here in Bryant Park, and it got cold enough for everything turned to ice. always think these are really cool looking, Tom, don't you?
Yeah, and if it gets really, really cold, then you begin to build up ice domes.
Yeah.
Right?
It looks really neat. They see this a lot in places like New York, Chicago. A place like New York or Boston, where, I mean, the Northeast probably going to get next to nothing out of GIA.
That's correct. This is a classic west to east moving storm. So zip right off and then off into the Atlantic. No snow into New England here. It's going to be high, cold, and dry for this storm. You can see the swath of snow right here. Barely makes it up to Philly. Maybe a few flakes in New York City, and certainly south of Boston at this point, Mike.
You're watching for the next thing. Behind that, though, next week could get interesting, you think.
Yeah, big difference. Here's a jet stream for this storm.